Welcome to part 2 of Mastering You in 2025. So this is our goal setting, and I like to call it habit formation for 2025. And if you haven't watched the first part, go back and watch it, because this part's going to make a lot more sense if you do. So a quick recap: Sue's my able and willing helper. And a quick recap last week was I asked you to do one professional goal and one personal goal for 2025, because we want to keep it simple and we want our goals to align to our values. So we're going to carry on with that first before we go on to step 2 today. So getting right into it, and you can follow along if you've already done this. So you've already got your personal and professional goals. Go and get those, pause the video, and then you can follow along and you can do exactly what we're doing as we do it. So you get the benefit from this as you watch the video. So what we're going to do first, Sue, is we're going to focus in on our... Which one have you got written first?
Oh, my personal goal.
All right, so we're going to focus in on our personal goal. And what Sue's going to do is she's going to read her personal goal just at normal speed out loud.
Okay, if I can read my writing. My personal goal is to believe in myself and what I am truly capable of. I need to grab every opportunity to show myself how good I really am. I need to make every lift count and believe in myself and my opportunities to success. I can't wish this to happen, I must make it happen.
Okay, so that's nice, Sue. How does that make you feel when you read that?
Hopeful.
Hopeful. And I'm from 0 to 10, so I want you to do this as well. Read yours out loud. So you can pause the video. 0 to 10, 10 being like that's a really strong emotion, 0 being I couldn't care less, which means you wouldn't have written it, right? What number would you be at there?
5.
A 5?
Yeah.
Okay. And?
If I'm lucky.
If you're lucky. Okay, so Sue is hopeful and it's like a 5 out of 10. Now, we all, when we have an emotion or have a feeling, that is somewhere in our bodies, because we don't just have a random feeling that's out there in the universe. We actually feel that in our body as we say things. So where do you feel that, Sue?
I feel that in my chest. It's like a congestion nearly.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now, now that Sue's been through that step number 1, we're going to go to step number 2, and we're going to slow that down. So we're going to read that goal at 70% speed. So you may feel a little bit silly when you do this. If you're doing it on your own, not a problem, but you will really want to slow your reading down. So take it away, Sue.
The whole lot?
Yep.
My personal goal is to believe in myself and what I am truly capable of. I need to grab every opportunity to show myself how good I really am. I need to make every lift count and believe in myself and my opportunities to success. I can't wish it to happen, I must make it happen.
Okay, good read. So now that you've read that slower, did anything change with the 5 in the chest and hopeful?
I became more hopeful because as I read it slower, I actually felt that it was possibly more real. Chest, possibly a bit lighter, but I reckon I feel more like a 6 or a 6.5 now, because I understood the words a bit better, even though I wrote them, because I read them slower.
So what happens when we read our words slower? Okay, and it's actually a process. If you think the words, you're actually thinking them quite fast in your head. They're like smoke swirling around in your mind, right? When you write it down, you get a little bit more space from those words, and then when you read it, even a little bit more clarity and a little bit more space. So instead of it being here, it's out here. Then when you slow it down, you get even more space, and what comes with space is clarity.
Yeah.
So a little bit better understanding of what you're reading, what those words actually mean, because what's happening is your words are catching up with your brain. Your brain is catching up with your words, I should say. Because it's very easy to talk like this and go, I want to believe in myself. You can say that fast that you don't even register what you're saying.
Yeah, I actually feel like I had time to sort of visualise what I was saying as I was saying it, as it was slower. I had time to think about, a scenario.
Yeah. So that's great, Sue. So what we're going to do now is the next step would be to read at the 70% speed with the breath. However, what we're going to do here is we're going to get Sue to condense this into 1 or 2 sentences. Okay, and we're going to change a couple of words in there. So if you're following along, just listen to this part, because you may have similar words in your goals. So Sue, if we could put all of this into 1 to 2 sentences, what sentence in there stands out at you as you read that slower? Which one jumps out that has the most feeling around it, the most emotion?
Probably the first sentence, and probably the last sentence.
Okay.
First and the last.
First and last.
Yeah.
So Sue's going to read the first and last at 70% speed again. Let's do that, Sue.
My personal goal is to believe in myself and what I am truly capable of. I can't wish it to happen. I must make it happen.
All right, nice. So when you read the second sentence, even though it's sort of 2 sentences in one, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We can put a comma in there.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel hopeful, but perhaps I don't truly believe it yet. No.
So, and there's a reason for that, all right? And you may have one of these in your goals too. The reason for that is Sue's actually used a negative in her goal setting, in her sentence of what she wants to do. Instead of saying can, she's used can't. I can't wish it to happen.